Hi, I'm Congressman Mike Thompson, and I'm honored to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Though we can't be together in person, I encourage all of you to take a moment and consider what we recognize today with this holiday, and to talk about all that Dr. King did to move our nation forward. This year, the celebration takes on a very sobering meaning for me. For 22 years, I had the high honor and the great pleasure of serving in Congress with another civil rights icon, Congressman John Lewis. John worked with and marched with Dr. King. As a young man, he joined the civil rights movement and spent his entire life in service of its goals. I was humbled to call him my friend and to serve with him on the same committee in Congress, the Ways and Means Committee. A couple of years ago, I went with John to Selma, Alabama, the site of one of the most historic civil rights marches in history. Our trip was on the 50th anniversary of what's known as Bloody Sunday. That was the first march made from Selma to the Capitol in Montgomery by Dr. King, John, and other civil rights protesters advocating for the right to vote. State troopers brutally beat protesters, and the images in the news that day shocked our nation. John was nearly beaten to death. That day sparked a national outcry that galvanized support in the fight for civil rights. It was a turning point. On that anniversary in March, John said, "I bled so people could vote. Now vote." This year marks the first Martin Luther King Day we celebrate without my friend, our friend, John Lewis. That's hard for me and the many others that knew him and loved him. But it's a reminder that we all need to take our right to vote seriously. We need to work to ensure John's legacy lives on, to take advantage of the rights he worked for, sacrificed for, and bled for. We saw that in the most recent presidential election. People came out in record numbers because they wanted to vote for a change. John would have been so proud to see that, and to see his home state of Georgia be an integral part of that change. I think John may have had something to do with that. Those voters made a difference. We elected a new president of the United States who will be sworn into office in 2 days. We saw first, the first woman, the first black woman, elected vice president who will be sworn into office also in 2 days. I think we can all take a moment to be proud of the differences our vote made this year. As we feel the pride, we must redouble our efforts to protect the vote. That right was challenged over and over the last year, culminating in the sad and tragic attack on the United States Capitol by domestic terrorists. They tried to disrupt the peaceful transfer of power and throw out tens of millions of rightfully cast votes. At its core, that attack was an attempt to take away people's right to vote. But our great democracy held. Congress went back into session after the Capitol was cleared, and we certified the results of the Electoral College. Our democracy may have been threatened, but it was not destroyed. It's fitting that less than 2 weeks after that attack, we mark Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and we're reminded of his legacy. As we celebrate the strength of our democracy, we're reminded that it only lasts when we work to protect and strengthen it. Dr. King taught us that. He taught us of the rights we have to defend and the values for which we have to strive. And he taught us of the power of nonviolent protest, a cherished and sacred right that we must all take to heart. As you mark this day, please take a moment to remind yourself of Dr. King's life and legacy, and remind yourself to live his lessons. Our great democracy is forever indebted to Dr. King, and we must continue working to strengthen it in his honor. Thank you all very much.